Hi neighbors, my name is Gary Doyle and I'm running for the Richwoods HOA Board of Directors. In this video, one of the things I'd like to discuss is safety and security. As I mentioned previously, my family moved from Southwest Washington, and while we were there, I served for 3 years on the Camas School District's Citizen Advisory Council. And one of the things we were tasked with looking at was the topic of student safety. There was a pretty vocal contingent in the community that wanted to have metal detectors in each one of the schools to help make sure we were preventing students from bringing in weapons. And, we did the research, we looked at it, what were the costs going to be, the staffing costs, the maintenance, all of those issues. And it really boiled down to what were we willing to pay for the illusion of safety. Now, I say illusion of safety for a reason, because one of the things we discovered was happening was that the football team would prop open the back door when they would go out to practice to make sure that they could get back in easily. Teachers were propping the doors open when they were going out to get supplies from their car. Students, if somebody knocked on the door, would open the door for whoever it was. Regardless of what type of security measures were put into place, it truly is an illusion, because the human element will find a way to get into those facilities if they truly want to. And honestly, fairly easily. People, quite honestly, tend to be nice and will hold the door open for somebody. That's a security risk in that scenario. And so, we talked to the school board, and again, the price was too high for that illusion of security, knowing that it would not do what it was intending it to do. Now, why do I bring this up? It has to do with our gates. The question I have coming onto the board is, what price are we willing to pay for the illusion of security in our neighborhood? We all purchased in a gated neighborhood, and I am all for having gates. That's one of the reasons why we lived here. But the question is, at what point does making it difficult to enter the neighborhood impose a problem for the residents who are coming in every day, more so than any type of criminal element that's trying to get in? I am of the opinion that we need to just have the metal gates, when they're installed, be the only gates. Yes, that will allow tailgaters to come into the community. However, I have yet to see any statistics that the board has presented that would show that those people that are tailgating into the community don't actually have a reason to be in the community anyway. And I say that meaning, so somebody comes in following a resident in through the gate, we have captured their license plate from the security cameras that were increased, sending them around to the main gate so that they can log in. Doesn't really change anything, because I'm going to guess that almost every, if not every person that's waiting to come into the gate that way has a legitimate reason for coming into the neighborhood, be it a delivery or picking up a student or visiting a friend or whatever the case may be. Until I've seen some statistics that would show otherwise, I am of the belief that somebody that's coming into the neighborhood has a legitimate reason for being in our neighborhood. I think a greater threat is that somebody that's doing work here in the neighborhood will hire a contractor and will put down a deposit on the work and then never see that contractor again. That's probably more likely a scenario for how theft will occur in this neighborhood than somebody that's coming in and causing problems. So from that regard, I would be of the mindset that the price we are paying for the illusion of security isn't worth it. Let's go back to just having the main gates and get rid of the arms. I don't think it's going to be effective. However, I say that as a candidate. Before that decision was made, I would absolutely like to have a town hall and discuss it as a community. Do other people see it the same way? I don't know. We've never sat down and said, this is what we're looking for from our community. What do we want our community to look and feel like as we come in? Do we want the equivalent of metal detectors that we have to walk through every time we go through into our neighborhood? Or do we want to be able to come and go with relative ease, but yet still with a sense of security, knowing that those gates are there, that we have security that drives around, and to help prevent any other type of activities from taking place? So I'd love to hear your feedback.